What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. And in this video, you're not going to believe what Gigi had to say concerning market makers. Now, I told y'all in the past that one of my favorite things to do is while I'm doing things around the house, I will turn on New York Angelo's videos because he likes to use news clips and then talk about them. And I like hearing the news clips while I'm working and what people are saying that are important in our play. And Angelo's got a good channel, so I use him in the background. And today, I was listening to him, and I heard Gary Gensler's voice, and I heard him ask a question of why a wholesaler is willing to pay to trade with us. And the rest of his video, which I'm going to show you the clip in just a second. But what he wants to know is, haven't you ever wondered why would Citadel give Robinhood millions of dollars for their order flow? Why? Why would they do that? Gary Gensler answers that question. And the first thing he tells you is this is how the market works.
Why a wholesaler is willing to pay to trade with us. We buy a stock in an app, our order is matched with a seller on an exchange like on NASDAQ, and we become shareholders, right?
We press the buy button and the order is sent to the exchange. It's matched with a buyer and a seller and everybody's happy. And he says that's not the way it works though now in today's world. And then he begins to explain the role of market makers. Let's take a listen and see what he had to say, and then I'll be back to talk about it some more.
On NASDAQ, and we become shareholders, right? Well, actually, that's usually not what happens. Instead, if we put in an order on an app to buy a share at the market price, it's more likely that our broker sends our order to what's often called a wholesaler in the dark market. The wholesaler might be paying the broker for the right to execute the order. That's what's called payment for order flow.
Now let's stop right there for a second. Let me explain something to you, all right? You have to get the definition of what Gary Gensler and the SEC says payment for order flow is, all right? We think it's when a market maker pays a broker money to receive an order flow. But Gary takes it a step further. He says that when a market maker or a wholesaler pays a broker for the right to execute your order, my order, retail's orders, they are not just paying for an order flow, people. They are paying for the right to execute that order. Yesterday, I bought AMC at $5.31. I messaged Donahue and I said, tell me, Donahue, who would not buy AMC at this price? And he said, tell me about it. And he bought some too. But I paid $5.31 for that share. And when I did, just like Gary Gensler's fixing to explain, they routed it to the market maker, and the market maker did something. Let's see what happens to my order.
But if the order instead is routed to a wholesaler that has agreed to pay for it, the order is not going to an exchange.
Oh, everything. Wait a minute. Did Gary Gensler just say that yesterday I bought 5 shares of AMC at $5.31 on a Webull account? Webull accredited me 5 placeholders from $5.31 of AMC shares sometime in the future, and then they sent my order to a market maker and not the exchange? Well, what happened to my order after that, Gary?
So much of the market is in the dark pools or with the wholesalers in dark, not necessarily competing order by order.
Okay, so yesterday I bought 5 shares of AMC at $5.31. We credited my account placeholders. I do not have shares yet. 4 or 5 shares at $5.31 sometime in the future when the market maker can finally execute the order. Then they route the order to the market maker, and according to Gary Gensler of the SEC, it is then routed to the dark pools. Once it reaches the market maker's hands and they're looking at the prices of AMC in the dark pools, they could see that yesterday they could buy AMC shares on the dark pool for $5.29 a share. So that's where they transacted it. They got $5.29 a share, and they sent the shares to Webull, and Webull gave them to me in my account for $5.31. There is no best execution in this scenario for retail investors. The only person that gets price improvement is the market makers. They get the order flow, know what it is, buy it on the dark pool, and sell it to Webull, front running every single trade on the market.
Look, some brokers will say that these payments allow them to charge zero commissions. But there's no such thing as a free lunch. There's still cost, we just don't necessarily see it directly. Our market should always be working for us, not just the big actors or the big financial players.
Run every single trade they get. That's what payment for order flow does, people. It lets them have the order flow, transact it in a dark pool at a cheaper price, make a profit. Retail is not getting best execution. They just got best execution. And we're shut out the process because they never send the orders to the exchanges. Now, you might ask, what can we do about it, CSI? I'm glad you asked me that. Look down in the description. I have given you a example tweet or LinkedIn post, Facebook post, wherever you want to post it. I've got a link with the people who needs to be tagged in these groups on these social medias, and they need to be aware that we're fed up with this bullshit. We're going to vote you out this time. And signed the petition yet to ban King Griffin from our markets for front running all of these trades like Gary Gensler just got through explaining. Join the ranks of over 17,715 people who have signed the petition and said enough is enough of these market makers terrorizing our stock market. And with that, hope you found this helpful. See you in the next video. Love y'all. Be blessed.